Hello, everyone, and my name is Dennis Langlais from the 5 Minute Bark, and I am so excited to have you on as a guest. There's a few things I wanted to try to point out before we go live, and hopefully this video will help you kind of be prepared for the podcast. Number one, we are an inspirational podcast. We try to inspire people and inspire ourselves. Most of the time when we have a podcast here, I come away just as inspired as my guests do, and my guests come away just as inspired as my audience does. So when we really get in state and start talking, we're really kind of sharing valuable information with each other, and therefore all of us benefit from the podcast. I've had it happen many times, like, wow, holy cow, I need to take a break. This was so great. So it's happened a lot. Also, the podcast runs about 20 minutes in length. Okay, so we're going to try to stay in that area there. We don't want to go to 40. It gets to be a little long. Most of my guests have recommended between 15 and 20. Sometimes they go to 30 when we get really rolling. So if you can expect that, and it goes by really fast. If you've never been on a radio show or a podcast, it flies by. So don't be feeling like, oh my God, I don't have enough content. I will guide you. I will take care of you. Ask all my guests. They have no problem. They're like, oh my God, it's over already. So we're not going to have to worry about time. All right. I'll handle all that for us. Okay. So what you can expect is I'm going to try to get you in state so you can inspire. Now, when you're in state, you're basically crystal clear on the conversation. We're really kind of getting emotional. We're really kind of talking about things and being really passionate. Do not be afraid to use your body, use your hands, get motivated. You don't have to sit there and stare at the camera. You can be looking down, getting really in the moment. This is okay. Okay. If you're doing video, please, if you're on Skype, make sure your background is clean. All right. There's not a lot of confusion in the background. I suggest you maybe light up the wall behind you, maybe have a nice picture or a nice plant or a Buddha or whatever you want to have behind you. That's great. Just light up the background. So if you have any kind of lighting, just throw it over you and behind you and or on you. Okay, I have a little studio light over here on me so you can see the flashes brighter on that side. So I also have a backdrop. Actually, it's a company I just started. We have a backdrop here. We use them for blabs and Skype and so on and so forth. So that way the background is kind of filled up so nobody can see your house. So if you're interested in those, please let me know and I can point you in the right direction for that. So what else can we talk about? So background, very important. Have light on you, not out behind you. That'll take all the quality out of the video. We will have the video here and I will edit it. The format I'm going to use is I'm going to record your end and my end, and then I'm going to kind of go back and forth with it. There's a sample on YouTube. If you type in Katie Stroman, it really came out really great. So it's actually full screen of you and full screen of me. We're not going to do the split screen. It just doesn't really seem to work that well. So it's more editing on my part, but I have no problem with that because the quality is much better. So again, if you're coming here to the studio, what you can expect is we're going to sit down for 5, 10, 20 minutes and just kind of discuss things and see how we're going to go about things. Maybe you're going to tell me some really cool things about you. I may do a little bit of research on you prior to, but generally I just really like to have the magic happen right then and there. I don't mind not knowing too much. I love asking questions and kind of digging deep and trying to really find where I can go to get you in state and to tell great things. Some things that you can expect is I've had 3, 4, or 5 people now literally say on the podcast some things that they've never told people in their lives. So, including all kinds of great things. I'm sure if you listen to some of the podcasts, you'll kind of hear that. So, don't be afraid. You're going to be really comfortable. You're going to really enjoy the podcast. It's going to be a lot of fun. You will leave here with a little energy high, so don't worry about that. It's really, really cool to be on the 5 Minute Bark. Let's see, what else can I tell you about it? Again, it's an inspirational podcast. My goal is for you to be inspired, me to be inspired, and my guests to be inspired. So many times I come away from the podcast going, oh my God, I learned so much. And my guests feel the same way. So it's really going to be a win-win-win situation for everybody that's in either listening or on the podcast. So we're really going to have a good time there. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Preparation. I need a paragraph, maybe 2. Keep it simple, everybody, of and about you. So any kind of accomplishments, anything you want to talk about to share with the world, I need that in a quick, simple paragraph. Some people show up with a long list, 2 pages, don't need it. Okay, just be simple, down to the facts, and that'll be great. So if you have that ready for me, that really helps out a lot because I am not really good at creating those bios. So be here on time. You can probably expect it to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes on camera and on audio, and then 15, 20 minutes talking. And then I'm sure after we talk for a little bit too. So anything else I can think of? Let's see. It is an unedited, informal podcast. So again, we're not going to have you on some strict timelines to say specific things. And we will have different questions we ask, of course, is where are you from? So don't be afraid. I'm from New York. I'm from Las Vegas. I grew up in the suburbs. I went on to be an auto mechanic, and I went from there and decided I wanted to be something more. I started a gym. I started an inspirational podcast. I started a life coaching. I started something. So that's kind of how we're going to go on that regards. And I think that's it, everybody. If there's any other questions, feel free to contact me. My phone number is right there. You can email me or Skype me or message me in any way you want, and we'll get you ready for the 5-minute bark. Thank you.